Traders, welcome back to the channel. I'm going to be doing a new segment here on the channel, my top 3 stocks for the week. You can expect this to drop every single Sunday night, so make sure you tune in. But before we get to the content, I need you to do a few things. Smash that like button down below. It looks like a thumbs up, and make sure you hit that subscribe button because I post videos every single day. Now, in this video, we're going to be going over my top 3 stocks that I see moving positively for this week, and these are primarily going to be on the options chain, so make sure you know that going into this. I'm not just trading stocks, so if you want, you could look at these for the stock viewpoint, but I see the most value on these plays are going to be on the option side of things. But let's not waste any more time, let's get to it. Okay, so in this video, I'm going to go over specifically these 3 charts, and that is it. No fundamental viewpoint. I do have fundamental views on these companies as well, but I will cover that while I'm looking at the chart. So let's dive right into the first chart. Okay, so the first chart we're going to be looking at is going to be on the Dow side of things. Now, typically, I'm staying with tech and companies such as EV in these emerging markets, right, when it comes to options, because we want those high growth plays. But we've seen the Dow perform very well, and this was actually brought to me from a member. Now, there's a few concerns looking at here. We have the double top potential, but the OBV does look very well, and I could see us retesting this level up here about the $49 range. Now, what FAST does is they pretty much do the piping and fitting for various companies all throughout the North America region, pretty much everyone in NATO, and they're really doing well over the past few weeks because of the reopening of America, primarily here in oil. So this is going to be a huge emerging market, and I see them doing very well over the next few days, maybe even weeks. So as we're looking here, we are having a flag, and I do see us breaking out of this back to this upside of 49. Now, if we break above that $49 level, there's a lot more room for us to run, and we have not had that retest of the 52.50. Now, am I saying we get a 52.50 test this week? No, I am not, but I definitely see the upside, especially when we get a zoom back out and then we look at the OBV. Typically, we're not getting double tops on this OBV, and you can see this resistance that we're facing here, but we're making higher lows on this OBV, which is very, very bullish, which just shows that the shareholders are holding and buying more shares, and there's more money flowing into this stock. So even with the Nasdaq and overall indexes taking such a hit this past week, the past 2 weeks, FAST has been on a clear uptrend, really dominating and killing the market, like I said, because of the reopening here in America. So I really do like the price action forming here. So let's zoom back out, get rid of all this additional stuff, and let's get a little bit of a zoom into the intraday time frame. So as we're looking here, you can see we had that resistance there. We're getting a bit of a push down, but now we're pushing back above that weekly level. I want to see a strong open on the week. Now, I'll be live every single day this week from 8:30 Central AM for the market open, going till about noon, doing my trading there, and then maybe at the close as well. So catch me live in the mornings as well. So as we're looking here, we want to see a very strong opening and a hold of this past weekly level. If we get a push down, I most likely won't trade this stock. The open right here is going to be very important and leading us going into the week. So if we open up strong, this will be a guaranteed trade for me this week. The next stock is NIO. Now, NIO has been getting kind of crushed, but if we look at their competition in China, they're doing very well, leading NIO right now, which is very strange. We have Li Auto and XPEV getting a nice push up, actually at local highs, while NIO is actually kind of retracing, and we have not had that retest of $48.50, $49 level right there. And I do think that test is most likely coming this week if the Nasdaq remains strong or even flat. The volume is flowing in as well here. Now, I don't even want to look at the order flow on the call option side of things because those are long dated, so they can kind of misconstrue the overall strength that we're seeing here on NIO. But as we look at the OBV, you can see there is strength. You can see that, yes, we did get a bit of a retrace and ABC correction, and now we're getting that push back up. I believe we'll get a push back to this local range. I'm curious to see how strong we need to be on the OBV to get that push back to $49, but ultimately that's what I'm looking at here. So NIO is very strong, and yes, they did post lackluster earnings, but they're way under fair value here in my opinion. We're seeing the company buy back a lot of shares as well. So the local top that I'm looking at before we get another retrace is going to be this 48.50 to 48.80 range right here. So I definitely see us getting a push back up. I would like to see how we act to this resistance at 45.65, but after this range, it's going to be clear trending back to this level here, and that's where I'd be looking to take my profits on my options, because what I'm doing here again is primarily trading options. So NIO is a very good bet as well. And like I said, I like to trade things that are lagging in the sector. So NIO is lagging behind XPEV and Li Auto, and it hasn't had that monthly retest, which is something we love to see here because it's a very high probability trade. So I definitely see NIO getting a push based on the price action, and it's sitting above the VWAP, and it ended the week above the VWAP, which is very, very bullish. So opening on this week, I want to see how we react to that 45.55, and then after that, you want to see a $48 retest, and then from there, we'll see how it plays out. But ultimately, I'm looking to take profits once we hit this range right there. And then last but not least, JD. Now, if you don't know what JD is, they are a Chinese tech company. They run some apps and stuff like that. So what they're doing, they had very good earnings, but someone stepped down from the company and they saw a major dip. But one thing that I really love here is that we had great earnings and we're holding the support at 83.50. Now, I had to exit some of my options from last week. I'll roll them out coming this Monday and most likely extend for another 2 weeks and then get back into these because I see major profits coming. We have a major gap close to fill, and like I said before, I'm not a gap trader, but I definitely believe we're going to get a strong push once the Nasdaq starts recovering. We saw really crazy movement because of yields this week and the DXY getting some crazy movement up and down, so that did hurt the value of a lot of these tech plays. But I'm telling you guys, once we start to recover, we're going to see very instantaneous movement, which is very good for options with that implied volatility. Now, it's again worth noting they destroyed on earnings. You can see they really did beat. They were expected to have 19-cent estimate and they did $2.29. That is a massive beat. So the expectations were absolutely crushed. And again, the one thing we need to notice is how we're holding the support down here. 1, 2, 3, 4 touches at that range, and now we're flagging. I do believe we're going to break this trend and start focusing on that push back to $89, $90 overall, which will be massive for options because the implied volatility is pretty low down in this range right now. Once we start getting that massive breakout, the volatility, you can bet, will go through the roof, and the options premiums will also increase greatly, doubling my profits very, very quick. So that's what I'll be targeting, an $89, $90 push, and that is my last stock that I'll be looking at. Okay, so if you're new to the channel, I'll be trading other stocks, of course, throughout the week, but these are my top 3 that I'm looking at, and I think they're going to do very, very well. So what we do pretty much is try to find the best support and resistance blocks with the lowest risk overall. So I believe NIO, JD, and FAST have extremely low residual risk. FAST might have the most residual risk out of all 3 of these, and I think JD has the best residual risk. So they're going to be performing the best out of the top 3. But I do like all 3 of these plays, and they're pretty diverse in sectors as well. So I think we're gonna have a pretty strong week going into after this quad witching. So that's gonna be something to look forward to. I think tech has a bounce back week as well, but don't sleep on industrials such as FAST because we are having reopening across America right now. So these stocks will flourish as well. So that's gonna wrap this video up. If you got anything out of this, make sure you hit that sub button down below and hit that like button because it really does help out the channel. I will be live tonight at 8:30 p.m. Central, roughly till about 11 p.m. going over stocks and any questions you may have. And I'll be doing a deeper review on these stocks as well. Again, I hope you got something out of this. Have a good one, boys. Namaste.
Check.